The flight attendant desperately squeezed all the crowded passengers into the bus. She ensured commuters and students wouldn't be late, but she couldn't board before the driver started moving. She chased the bus, pounding on its side. The driver remained unaware. Fortunately, a girl in the last row heard her shouts. The girl removed her scarf and waved it wildly. The driver spotted the fluttering scarf in the rearview mirror. He also saw the running attendant and stopped for her. Yet the girl's scarf fell off. It landed on the attendant's head before dropping to the ground and blowing away. At the bus terminal, the attendant wanted to repay the girl. She offered to pay her fare herself. The girl joked that the scarf was expensive. The fare couldn't cover it. She'd repay her another time. Before leaving, she reminded her reading on the bus could make you dizzy. The attendant's name was Go-young Rai. She came from a poor family, but dreamed of college, so she studied in her spare time every day. She believed in being prepared. Her daily efforts would eventually pay off. Hard-working, optimistic, and ambitious, Go-young Rai stood out. Yet in the dormitory, she faced constant bullying. The senior girl took advantage of her position. She bossed around Gung Rei and two others. One day, the senior was in a bad mood. She ordered the three to dance until she felt better. They dared not resist and danced awkwardly. Suddenly, the dorm door opened. A girl with luggage walked in, interrupting them. Go-young Rai turned around. To her surprise, it was the girl who helped her on the bus. The head attendant introduced her. The new crew member was Seo-jong-hai. She asked everyone to help her settle in. The senior wanted to intimidate Seo-jong-hee. She first declared her dominance in the dorm. She demanded Seo-jong-hai obey her unconditionally. Seo-jong-hai lied that she was the same age. Age-based hierarchy didn't apply here. The senior was angry. She immediately added Seo-jong-hai to the list of targets. At 4 a.m., the alarm rang. The crew members got ready for work. Go-young Rai woke up sleepy, Seo-jong-hee, to remind her not to be late. After morning exercises, the head attendant asked Gong Rai to train new intern, Seo-jong-hee. She praised Go-young Rai as the most honest and hardworking girl in the company. She said Go-young Rai's trainees would surely be excellent. Go-young Rai carefully taught Seo-jong-hee how to maintain order and collect fares quickly. As a few high school boys laughed while getting off the bus, the front boy said the boy behind would pay for all, but the boy behind didn't know the other three. Go-young Rai realized they were trying to cheat. Angry Gong Rai chased after them. She caught one in an alley. The bully, seeing she was a girl, picked up a stick to fight back. At that moment, a boy appeared out of nowhere. He took the hit meant for Go-young Rai. The boy overpowered the bully and got back the 3 won. He handed the money to Go-young Rai. Noticing her scraped palm, he took his towel and gently bandaged her wound. Go-young Rai stared at his handsome face. His tender touch made her heart skip a beat. She knew it was love at first sight. The boy's name was Hanj Pil. He came from a wealthy family, but dreamed of being a boxer. Every day he sneaked off to the boxing gym to train. He was skilled, but never competed. He feared his father would find out and cause trouble. That day, the boxing gym's scheduled fighter suddenly got injured. The owner begged Hanjil to step in. Hanj reluctantly agreed and won the match. The injured fighter, jealous of his skills, held a grudge. When Hanj's father inspected work, he accidentally saw his son winning on TV. Back home, he scolded Hanjil for neglecting his studies. Hanj fought back, saying college was his father's dream, not his. His father beat him severely with household discipline. Meanwhile, Gung Rai, unaware of her future connection with Hanj Pil, returned to the dorm and carefully washed the towel he used to bandage her wound. From that day on, she carried a secret crush. The senior girl punished defiant Seo-jong-hee by ordering her to buy snacks. She declared it was a rule for newcomers to run errands. Before Seo-jong-hai could react, she listed numerous demands, clearly trying to trip her up. So Jang Hee, unwilling to fight the whole dorm, picked up the money and complied. At the stall, she remembered one requirement, but forgot the rest. Then Gong Ri rushed over, repeating all the demands flawlessly. When Seo Jong-hee returned with the snacks, the senior forced her to wash the bedding. Neither expected that missing the snack party would save them. The next morning, all attendants who ate the snacks suffered from diarrhea. They clutched their stomachs in agony. Go Yong-rai, unaffected, went to work immediately. The senior accused Seo Jong-hee of tampering with the snacks. She threatened to quit unless it was proved otherwise. She even attacked Seo Jong-hee in front of the head attendant. Go Yong-rai watched, but dared not intervene. At night, Go Yong-rai went to the laundry room. A colleague panicked and ran when she entered. Go Yong-rai found a bread bag in the trash. The colleague was among those with diarrhea. If still ill, she couldn't have snacked secretly. Go Yong-rai suspected foul play. She told Seo Jong, "Hi." At midnight, they quietly opened the colleague's locker while everyone slept. Sure enough, they found a packet of powder inside. The colleague caught them and accused them of trespassing. The noise woke everyone. Go Yong-rai showed the powder to all. The colleague lied, claiming it was cold medicine. To expose the lie, Gung-rai decided to test the medicine herself. She didn't have diarrhea symptoms originally. If she got sick after taking it, it would prove the powder was laxatives. Soon after taking the medicine, Gung-rai ran to the bathroom repeatedly. With undeniable evidence, her colleague tearfully confessed. She admitted she was the one who poisoned everyone. She envied how others could work and earn money daily, while she remained on standby. Seeing them laugh together made her bitter, so she wanted to make them suffer like her. When the truth came out, Seo Jong-hee called the senior girl outside. She demanded her to keep her promise and resign. The senior girl, humiliated, tried to attack. Seo Jong-hee grabbed her hand. She warned that if she wouldn't quit, she must never bully Gong-rae and the others again. After this incident, Go Yong-rae and Seo Jong-hee became inseparable best friends. They shared their dreams. Go Yong-rae wanted to attend college, while Seo Jong-hee aspired to become Miss Korea, and then an actress shining brightly on screen. From then on, they worked together exploring the city after hours. Their lives sparkled with each other's presence. Meanwhile, Hanj was closely watched by his father after the beating. A driver picked him up from school every day. He could no longer go to the boxing gym. His friend arranged an escape, paying classmates to create a diversion. They slipped away from the driver, but they hadn't gone far. When the resentful boxer led a group to ambush them, a fierce fight broke out. Outnumbered, Hanj and his friend fled in different directions. To escape pursuit, Hanj ran into a cinema. Coincidentally, Seo Jong-hee and Go Yong-rae were there to watch a movie. Seo Jong-hee was waiting for Go Yong-rae, who went to the restroom when she spotted Hanj Pil with injuries on his face. She nearly screamed. Hanj Pil quickly covered her mouth. The next moment, Go Yong-rae walked in. Hanj Pil swiftly covered her mouth too. He instantly recognized Go Yong-rae, the girl he had helped before. Go Yong-rae was equally caught off guard. She never expected to meet her benefactor here. Hanj had no time to explain and ran out. Unfortunately, he collided with arriving police officers. He was taken to the station for suspicion of gang fighting earlier. Hanja's father, upon hearing the news, abused his position as department store manager, accusing the police of bullying minors. He forcibly took Hanj home. Go Yong-rae had glimpsed the wound on Hanja's forehead. Her heart was in turmoil, wondering what had happened to him. Back at the dorm, she retrieved the towel he used to bandage her. It was embroidered with Giant's 10th anniversary, her only clue about Hanj Pil. She asked roommates if they knew any shop named Giant. They all shook their heads, saying they hadn't noticed. Seo Jong-hee, seeing her distracted, suspected the giant was related to a man. She pressed Go Yong-rae about who she was worried over, but Go Yong-rae couldn't even identify the man herself. On her way to work, Go Yong-rai paid extra attention to shops along the street. Finally, she spotted one with a sign reading Giant. She immediately memorized the location. After work, she rushed to a nightclub called Giant without eating. She doubted a giant would frequent such a place, but still held a sliver of hope. As soon as she entered, police conducted a raid. People scattered in panic. Confused, Gung Rai ran along with them. Ultimately, she was stopped by the police. Go Yong-rai showed her ID as requested. Only after verification was she allowed to leave. She returned to the dorm in a day, feeling possessed. She dragged Seo Jong-hee, begging to be slapped awake. From now on, she would forget Giant and enroll in night school. Reluctant to study, Seo Jong-hee was forced to register. At the last moment, she tried to resist. Go Yong-rai hit her soft spot. To become Miss Korea, she needed a high school diploma. After registration, Go Yong-rai took Seo Jong-hee home for soybean paste soup. Seo Jong, hi, met Go Yong-rai's younger siblings and the tough yet kind mother. Go Yong-rai hoped her brother would come home for dinner that night. Unbeknownst to her, her brother had immediately taken a private tutoring job after school to help with expenses arranged by his friend Jang Hyun. When he arrived at the student's house, he found Hanjil waiting at the door. Hanj hated studying, but agreed because his father used his influence to force the school to expel his rival from the previous conflict. Though he had issues with the rival, he once saw the rival's father in the hallway, bringing food for his son. The man's frail frame and weathered face carried the hope of all his expectations for his son. Hanj Pil couldn't bear to hurt this old man, so he went to the department store to ask his father to withdraw the punishment. His father agreed, but forced him to promise to improve his grades through tutoring. Hanj Pil bargained. He would tutor, but visit the boxing gym 3 times a week. Father and son compromised. Meanwhile, Gung-ri had no idea. Her brother had crossed paths with the man she was obsessed with. While helping her mother prepare dinner, Seo Jong-hee curiously wandered into the room. Yong-hyun suddenly entered. Seo Jong-hee introduced herself as Go Yong-rai's friend. Yong-hyun warmly shook her hand. Go Yong-rai's brother walked in too. Everyone sat together for dinner, laughing and sharing warm moments. The next day after finishing their shift, Go Yong-rai and Seo Jong-hee packed to go to class. A doll fell out of Seo Jong-hee's locker, and a co-worker picked it up. Seo Jong-hee snatched it back abruptly, forbidding anyone to touch it. Only seconds later did she regain her composure, lying that she'd been acting out a tantrum. Impressed by her performance, everyone bought it, and the mood lightened again. Seo Jong-hee hid the doll deep in her locker and left with Go Yong-rai for school. At school, Go Yong-rai gifted Seo Jong-hee a pen as a keepsake of their first day, hoping to begin a new chapter in life. A young classmate recognized Gung-rai as a flight attendant. She'd once helped her catch an early bus during rush hour. Go Yong-rai was thrilled to meet someone familiar and jumped for joy with the girl, but their joy didn't last long. Soon after, Go Yong-rai's family faced trouble. Her mother fell from a slope while returning home from her stall. Upon hearing the news, Gung-rai rushed home. She and her brother urged their mother to get a medical checkup, but the mother only cared about her shattered cart, worrying how she'd earn money without it. To buy a new cart. Go Yong-rai begged her supervisor for an advanced salary payment. No matter how she pleaded, the supervisor refused. She then approached her uncle to return the money borrowed from her father. The uncle, with no proof, claimed he'd already repaid it. He even scolded Gung-rai's mother for never visiting relatives during holidays. Dazed, Go Yong-rai walked in the heavy rain. Poverty weighed on her like a mountain. She didn't know how else to help her family. Back home, she tried to fix the broken card in the rain. Though it was futile, she wouldn't stop, even after hurting her hands. Seeing this, her mother cried behind closed doors, too distressed to sleep. That night, Go Yong-rai sneaked onto a bus to clean. Seo Jong-hee found her there and gave her a cherished doll. Go Yong-rai thought it was just to cheer her up, but found hidden money inside. Shocked, she refused, knowing how important the money was to Seo Jong-hee. Seo Jong-hee insisted every day with Go Yong-rai had brought her joy. Such moments were priceless. If Go Yong-rai felt guilty, she could repay it monthly. When Go Yong-rai still hesitated, Seo Jong-hee added, "Consider this a wish coupon. Go Yong-rai must fulfill any future request." Finally, Go Yong-rai accepted, vowing to repay slowly. With the money, they bought a new cart, restoring their livelihood. Her mother's mood improved. Her brother sincerely thanked Seo Jong-hee. Jang Hun, overhearing at the door, realized he was too late and quietly left. With family matters settled, Go Yong-rai resumed her studies. At school, she and Seo Jong-hee met a classmate, worried about a missing friend for a mixer. When 2 more were needed, Seo Jong-hee, who hated classes, dragged Gong-rai to join. Reluctant to skip school or meet strangers, Go Yong-rai protested until Seo Jong-hee pulled out the wish coupon. They borrowed uniforms to pose as day students at the mixer. As the door opened, the boys turned and Go Yong-rai spotted someone familiar. It was the man she'd longed for. Seeing her crush unexpectedly, Go Yong-rai was stunned, speechless. Go Yong-rai never expected to meet the boy she'd been longing for at the mixer. Nervously, she took a seat across from Hanjpil. To achieve one-on-one pairings between men and women, the boys closed their eyes, while the girls discreetly presented tokens representing themselves for the boys to choose. Seo Jong-hee held up the pen Gong-rai had given her, while Gung-rai displayed the chewing gum Seo Jong-hee had handed her at the entrance. Sang Cheol Hanja's lackey selected the pen, leaving Hanjpil, who had been dragged along as a filler with the remaining chewing gum. What was supposed to be separate dates for pairs turned into a group outing when Sang Cheol found Seo Jong's dominant and bossy demeanor eerily reminiscent of his violent mother. Having witnessed his father being bullied by his mother since childhood, he dared not be alone with such women. So he suggested going ice skating as a group. For Go Yong-rai, it was her first time skating. She struggled to stand and moved cautiously, nearly falling before Hanjpil quickly steadied her. Noticing her shoelace was loose and hindering her movement, he kindly knelt to tie them for her. The close contact made Go Yong-rai's heart race, leading her to ask if they had met before. However, since Go Yong-rai was pretending to be a day school student to conceal her identity, she lied, claiming it was their first meeting. Sang Cheol skated over to interject. And as the 3 laughed, Go Yong-rai scanned the rink for Seo Jong-hee, who was gliding effortlessly across the ice. Just as the trio admired Seo Jong's skill, a group of thugs approached and harassed her. When one grabbed her clothes, Seo Jong shrugged off her coat and flung it at the thugs, calling them idiots. Enraged, the thugs prepared to strike, but at the critical moment, Go Yong-rai, barefoot, rushed over and tossed a fire extinguisher bomb at them. The smoke choked the thugs, allowing Hanjpil and Sang Cheol to shield Go Yong-rai and Seo Jong-hee as they fled. At a restaurant, the 4 ate steamed buns. Sang Cheol complimented Go Yong-rai's heroic rescue, impressed by her bravery despite not even knowing how to use a fire extinguisher bomb. Go Yong-rai explained that she had once tried to obtain a fire safety administrator's certification, but gave up due to the strict exam requirements. Sang Cha praised her as unique and kept serving her food. Suddenly, Gung-rai noticed the time on the wall and grew panicked, dragging Seo Jong-hee away. Before leaving, she mustered the courage to tell Hanjil that she had enjoyed the day. Later, Sang Cheol asked Hanjpil about his impression of Go Yong-rai, and Hanj described her as a bit eccentric but cute. Sang Cheol immediately declared that his ideal type was exactly that, an eccentric yet adorable girl, and Go Yong-rai perfectly fit the bill. Go Yong-rai lay on the bed, absent-minded, repeatedly replaying the scene where Hanjil tied her shoelaces. A longing for beautiful love blossomed in her heart. She believed their few encounters were destined. After class, Go Yong-rai and Seo Jong-hee prepared to leave when they spotted Hanj Pil and Sang Cheol peering around the door. Go Yong-rae wanted to greet them, but Seo Jong-hee grabbed her arm. Since they weren't in uniforms, showing up would expose Go Yong-rae's lie about being a day school student. Sang Cheol and Hanj, who had been waiting in vain, ran into a girl dragging Gung-rae to a mixer. Sang Cheol explained his purpose. He wanted her to relay a message to get closer to Gung-rae. He planned to invite her to a boxing match at his gym where he and Hanj would fight. Hanj would deliberately lose to highlight Sanchi's charm. The girl told Gong-rae that the handsome boy seemed interested in her and invited her to the match. Go Yong-rae's face flushed instantly. Seo Jong-hee teased her, saying she was about to enter a sweet romance. For the first time, Go Yong-rae lost focus in class. Later, Go Yong-rae and Seo Jong-hee arrived at the boxing gym where a sign read, "Giant Boxing Gym." Go Yong-rae smirked inwardly, realizing she had been searching for this place all along. Before the match, the gym owner informed Sang Cheol and Hanj Pil that someone was unwell. Forcing a last-minute schedule change, Sang Cheol fought against Hanj's rival instead and was knocked out within a few rounds, ruining his plan to impress Go Yong-rae. Meanwhile, Hanja Pil faced the gym's heavyweight champion. Cornered, he endured relentless blows. Go Yong-rae couldn't bear to watch. Seo Jong-hee, seeing Hanj Pil getting beaten, was suddenly haunted by her own traumatic memories of being assaulted. It felt as if the punches were landing on her, freezing her with pain. She impulsively rushed onto the ring and screamed to stop the fight. Hanja Pil was puzzled by Seo Jong's outburst. She admitted she was terrified, worried he might be killed. His heart was deeply moved by her words, and even after she left, he kept staring at her retreating figure. Meanwhile, back home, Hanjil couldn't help but think about Seo Jong. The image of her rushing onto the ring to protect him, and her honest confession that she feared he might die, stirred unfamiliar feelings in his heart. He realized he had fallen for her. Unbeknownst to Gung-rae, the boy she secretly admired had developed feelings for her best friend. Seeing the unreturned medicine in the cabinet, she mocked herself for being a coward. Heartbroken, Go Yong-rae went home to visit her mother, only to find out she was working part-time at a restaurant despite her unhealed back injury. Rushing to the restaurant, Go Yong-rae urged her to go home, but her mother, determined to finish her shift, suddenly collapsed from exhaustion. Carrying her mother, Gung-rae stood in the pouring rain, desperately flagging down passing cars. No one stopped until a car pulled up beside them. Hanjil stepped out and offered to take them to the hospital. After a successful emergency surgery, Go Yong-rae's facade of strength crumbled into tears. She quickly wiped them away, fearing her siblings might see her vulnerability. Hanja Pil, moved by her plight, placed his hat on her head to let her cry in private. Only after Gong-ri's mother regained consciousness did Hanj Pil leave to attend his father's company banquet. Reinvigorated with courage, Gung-rae chased after him, determined to finally deliver the medicine. She stopped Hanja Pil, sensing he had something to say, and let him speak first. He handed her a piece of paper with a phone number, asking her to pass it to Seo Jong-hee. Go Yong-rae's mother was hospitalized and needed care. Go Yong-rae applied for leave from her supervisor, but was callously rejected due to staff shortages. Just as Gong-rae grew anxious and helpless, Seo Jong-hee and two close friends stepped in to cover her shifts, allowing her to overcome the crisis with peace of mind. Grateful for their support, especially Seo Jong. His unwavering assistance, Go Yong-rae, clutched the phone number Hanja Pil had asked her to pass on. Torn over whether to hand it to Seo Jong-hee, she temporarily set aside her conflicted feelings to focus on caring for her mother. Her mother worried that her brother, juggling studies and the care of two younger siblings, might be overwhelmed and urged Go Yong-rae to return home to help. Feeling resentful, Go Yong-rae believed that as the eldest son, her brother was entitled to all the family's resources, while she, as the eldest daughter, seemed destined to be taken for granted from birth. Moody, she went home to cook for her siblings. To her surprise, she found Seo Jong-hee already there, helping with laundry and keeping the children company. Touched, Go Yong-rai finally gave Seo Jong-hee the phone number after dinner, explaining that Han Pil liked her and that the boxing match invitation had actually been meant for Seo Jong-hee. Seo Jong-hee saw through her, accusing her of harboring feelings for Hanj. Go Yong-rai lied, claiming Hanj Pil wasn't her type. Believing her, Seo Jong-hee crumpled the note into a ball and threw it away, declaring she had no interest in dating and that Hanj Pil didn't truly know her. Meanwhile, Hanja Pil eagerly awaited So Jong. His call, while Sang Chao was preoccupied with thoughts of Go Yong-rai. Learning of her mother's hospitalization, Sang Cheol dragged Hanjil along to visit, just to see Go Yong-rai. At the hospital, Hanj sees the chance to ask about Seo Jong-hee's reaction. Go Yong-rai honestly relayed that Seo Jong-hee wasn't ready for romance. Sang Chao overheard and realized Hanja Pil had fallen for her. Back at Go Yong-rai's home, So Jong-hee continued to care for the siblings until they fell asleep. Exhausted, she dozed off on the floor herself. The elder brother gently nudged her, then pretended to tie his shoelace before she woke up. He thanked her for the help and urged her to go rest early. Seo Jong-hee joked, "It felt like being shooed away," making the usually stern brother smile. As the brother left to tutor Hanj, he told the younger siblings to wait at the door. Hanja Pil's stepmother witnessed this, and concerned for their safety, took them home to play with her own daughter. Meanwhile, upstairs, Hanj was distracted by Seo Jong's rejection. He asked Gong Ri's brother if he'd ever been turned down by a girl. Curious about who was troubling Hanj, the brother retorted in envy that top students like him never experienced rejection, prompting Hanj to drop the subject. After tutoring, Hanj Pil went to the boxing gym to vent his frustration. Sang Cheol told him he'd seen Seo Jong-hee at the cafe from their mixer, hinting she was a regular. Though Hanj resisted going straight to the cafe, he couldn't stop staring at it on his way home. At the hospital, Jong-hyun visited Go Yong-rai's mother and noticed her low spirits. When Gong-rai confessed she hated her current self, Jong-hyun praised her as the best girl caring for her mother and siblings. Hard-working at her job with nothing to dislike, he encouraged her to fight for her own happiness. If she wanted something, she should go for it. Inspired, Gong-ri rushed home, dug up the crumpled note Seo Jong-hee had discarded in the vegetable patch and called Hanj's house. His stepmother answered, saying Hanj was still at school. Go Yong-rai hurried to the school gates, waiting only to meet Sang Cheol later. Hanj had spent the entire class distracted by thoughts of Seo Jong, unable to resist his longing to see her. The dismissal bell rang, and he bolted out immediately. Gong-rai regretted not seeing Hanjil. At that moment, a car nearly hit Sang Chol. Go Yong-rai quickly pulled Sang Chol away. Grateful for saving his life, Sang Chol invited her to dinner. Delighted at the chance for alone time, he failed to notice Go Yong-rai's sole interest in topics about Hanj. Meanwhile, Hanj Pil waited at the cafe for So Jong-hee. After 2 coffees, she finally appeared. Hanj lied, claiming he was a regular there and had coincidentally run into her. Seo Jong-hee seemed uninterested, finishing her drink and leaving. Not wanting to miss a chance, Hanj chased after her and stopped her, saying it was his birthday and asking her to join him for a meal. At the steakhouse, Seo Jong-hee, unfamiliar with cutlery, simply ate with her hands. Amused, Hanj mirrored her instead of teaching her. Seo Jong-hee asked if he often dined there. He replied that he used to come with his mother, but never returned after her passing. After the meal, Seo Jong-hee took him to a department store to pick out a birthday gift. As she carefully browsed, Hanj Pil suddenly pulled her down to hide. The store belonged to his father. Spotting him at the entrance, Hanj Pil had no time to explain and quickly concealed themselves. Once inside, Hanj confessed the truth. So Jiang He realized he was a wealthy heir and guessed the birthday story was a lie. Curious about his fear of his father, she pressed him. Hanja Pil admitted that since his mother's death, his father's temper had worsened, and beatings had become routine. Though he claimed not to care, Seojong saw through his act. Gently she comforted him, saying it was okay to express pain and cry freely. Hanja's eyes welled up. She was the first to truly reach his heart, and he didn't want to lose her. So, he wrote his phone number again and handed it to her, hoping for a date. Seo Jong-hee returned to the dormitory and told Go Yong-rai about Hanjil's confession, carefully analyzing her own feelings. She found it somewhat peculiar. Hanj seemed to have everything, yet nothing at all, and that loneliness particularly struck her. Go Yong-rai suppressed her own complex emotions and suggested Seo Jong-hee consider accepting Hanjpil, as her description clearly showed she had feelings for him. Seo Jong. Hai decided to meet Hanjpil once, first revealing she wasn't a day school student, but a flight attendant before deciding whether to pursue a relationship. She immediately called and arranged to meet him at the cafe at 1 p.m. on Sunday. Alone in the courtyard, Go Yong-rai sorted through her thoughts. She tried to accept Seo Jong-hee and Hanjil's development, convincing herself it was fate. Compared to her 3 encounters with Hanja Pil, perhaps Seo Jong-hee's meeting with him was a stronger destiny. The next day, the day of Hanja's date, Seo Jong-hee was in such high spirits that she rushed to work without her hat, worried she'd be penalized for improper appearance. Go Yong-rai immediately rode her bicycle to deliver the hat. Meanwhile, Hanj was taking a bus to school when the vehicle suddenly broke down. As passengers transferred, he waited on the roadside. Just as another bus approached, he saw Seo Jong-hee, now in her flight attendant uniform, stepping off. Seo Jong. Hai hadn't expected to run into Hanja Pil during her shift, and her cover was blown. She froze in place, breathless, from rushing to deliver the hat. Go Yong-rai arrived just in time to see the two staring at each other.